All right, so welcome back to MTS Builds. We have been working on the new shop. Today is the day that we finally show it to you. It is up. It is not finished, but we've made a lot of progress. So the building's up, it's insulated, the framing is up for the electrical, the floor is completed and sealed. I redid the fences to close in my yard. Got some lights up temporarily right now. What we're waiting on is the spray foam insulation on the ceiling and the electrical to be done, and then we could throw up plywood, paint it, and actually move into the shop. So that'll be in the next video, but for now I'll give you a quick reveal of what we got. There she is. She's up. Again, eventually this concrete's getting all replaced down in here, so it'll be a nice smooth transition into the shop. But 30 by 30, 12-foot walls, two 10 by 8 garage doors, did rigid insulation on the walls. All seams are taped, just framed out 2x4s on the flat to attach the plywood to. Got my electrical boxes laid out. Did a acrylic base sealant on the floor, and I'll show you exactly what that is. So this was a product, got it off Amazon, right to the door, made by McKinnon Materials Crystal Coat Paver Sealer Semi-Gloss, 5 gallons. It's like $100. All right, so that paver sealer is just a concrete sealer. It's universal, not just for pavers. It's for concrete, but it gives it a nice semi-gloss on it. It's not slick, and it absorbed. That 5 gallon got me 3 coats across the floor, and I think it turned out pretty dang good. Yeah, so next steps, I'll pull these temporary lights I got up. These we'll go over those when we do the electrical. Next step is getting the spray foam insulation in the ceiling, and then we could knock out the electrical, then get the plywood up. So that, again, that'll be in the next video. I just wanted to give you guys the quick rundown of what we've gotten done so far. A lot of the work that we've done has just been like organizing and getting, the new fences up so that, the doggos stay in the yard and don't come out. Repurpose the old fence that I had in the back here, which this is going to be my garden. Once I get it cleaned up, there'll be, three rows of 3 raised beds like that. All a process, all with time. So yeah, we'll walk back out here, and then one thing, oh yeah, the one thing that I did add with these garage door locks here on the inside, and we'll go over that. I think I had a little snip that I'll throw in about these that allow you to lock the doors from the inside as opposed to using those locks on the outside. Make it a lot easier if you're not coming in and out from the outside and having to put locks on the garage doors. So let's go. We'll go into a time lapse of them throwing the building up, and then we'll cut back to some of the other work that we've done. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Stick around, support the channel, like and subscribe. Just helps us grow. We still got the 76 C10 over here. That's going to get rocker panels and floor pans and some other body panels once this shop gets done. Once we get it in here and we got all the power and everything, we're going to get back to work on that truck and keep cleaning it up. And then I'm in the process of trying to get another project. We'll see if it I don't want to give you too much information, but we'll see if it works out or not. Goal is just getting this shop done. I mean, it's been 4 months since we started it and did the concrete, and now we actually got the building up, and it's probably going to be another month or so till we get electrical done. But again, I'm not into this shop a lot. Like, majority of this I've done myself. The concrete I did myself. The building I bought on a Black Friday deal. So I'm looking to be under 20 grand on getting this shop said and done. If you guys want to see like an actual cost breakdown video of what everything I've paid for and what everything costs, drop a comment down below and we could potentially do that. We'll see. All right, folks. It has been a little while. Had some traveling I had to do, and had some lead time to get this building delivered. But today was the day. Today they finally showed up about 6 o'clock this morning. They were sitting out in front of my house, waiting for the sun to rise and start working on it. They threw the building up in one day, and I'm happy with it. It's exactly what I wanted. It looks good. It matches the house. Now, the onus falls back on me, where I have a lot of work that I have to do to get this thing move-in ready. So, here is the new shop. This is 30 by 30, 12-foot walls, sandstone exterior color with the black roof and black trim, 2 8x8 doors, and 1 man door. Now inside is pretty bare. I already started moving some things in here just to get them out of the other garage so I could start organizing them. But the next step this weekend is going to be to get all this foam board insulation in. Now, I decided to go with the foam board insulation over spray foam insulation solely because of cost. It was about $1,000 for all this 2-inch foam board, which gives me an R value of like R12 and a half. Yeah. R12 and a half. I'm looking at the R values here. So with the metal faced and an air spacing, plus the board 1 inch. So it's about six and a little bit for 1 inch. Now these are all 2 inches thick, so double that and you got about 12. So I got to put all that up, and then I still may spray foam the ceiling, just because that's going to be a little harder for me to do with the foam board. And on the ceiling, I should be able to do open cell spray foam, which will be a little bit more cost effective than the closed cell spray foam. Because I could put more in there. I could do 4 or 5 inches of the open cell on the roof versus the walls. I only have 2 inches to play with. So I was only going to get 2 inches. So that's what led me to do the closed cell when I did the quote for the spray foam. So all that being said, you know, they show up, they blow this thing out in one day. Everything's pre-welded, pre-cut to length. And they just slapped this thing together real quick. They did a pretty good job. Now, you can see in the corners, there's some white poking through that you can see. So I'll go around and spray foam all that with just some great stuff. You can really see it on that end. Just so no critters are getting in, bugs and stuff. I did go around the whole base of it before they put these bottom rails in. I used a silicone and laid that out nice and thick. So once they put that bottom rail down, they compressed that silicone and spread it all out so no water could kind of seep in between that and doing the lip and the way the grade is for the slab. Not super worried about any water issues. All right. Clean you guys off. All right, so it's raining today, so it may be a little loud and echoey in here, but insulation's all up on the walls for the most part. I still got some taping that I'm going to do on the seams, and then fill in this one spot over here by the door. And then whatever pieces I have to get above the garage doors done. Next week, one day next week, the insulation guys come in to do the ceiling. So I'm gonna do 5 inches of spray foam open cell on the ceiling. And then we'll be all set to do the electrical. So with the rain, not being able to work outside, to take a look at where water is coming in. So I can already see I gotta adjust this door a little bit down to make sure no water's getting in here. Last night I added these interior locks that just bolt onto the handles here. You just take the bolt, put it on there. This one, the threads were a little jacked up, so I gotta replace that bolt. But then it allows you to lock these doors from inside and not have to worry about those garage doors. This is a product from Janus. Let's see. Yep. Janus inside bottom bar slide latch. I got 2 of them. It was $85 shipped to the door. So I only did 2. I did 1 on each door in the center there for now. I have the other ones to put on these sides, so that'll kind of keep it so I could lock these doors from in here. Don't have to worry about dealing with actual locks. All right, so I'll just show you how, real quick, I'm going about getting these up. So I got my measurement already, cut my board. So it's gonna go up there. What I've been doing is just laying it down on the floor, getting my screws started. What I'm using is these 2.5 inch tech screws. They are self-drilling into the metal, so these go into the metal stud and then they sit flat on the front of the 2x4. Once I got it laid up here, I pre-start my screws where the metal studs are. For these, for these I got these 2 tech screws here, and then where it attaches there, I'm just like pocket holding regular deck screws into the other one that's right in there. So now I'll get my marks. I'm going 48 inches up with all of these. So I'll put some reference marks up, really kind of right here, because I'll start in the middle, go the middle one in. So this will do 2 things. This will be in the middle of my 8-foot sheets of plywood for support, and then it also gives me a place to put all my electrical boxes, and that'll be all above counter height and above my toolbox height, so that all my outlets are accessible. So we'll just line that one up with that one there, roughly that one there. No, I didn't factor for the 1.5 inch 2x4 on the ground there. I have to move my screw here. Do take a little bit of force to get them to sink in, but once they grab pretty dang good. Now I'll grab some 3-inch deck screws. And then right in here, just sink those in. Dead battery. All right, so you can see that gives it a solid place all the way around. And then I will do this on the bottom, probably about 1 inch up off the ground, just to prevent any water from seeping up in there. And then at 8 feet as well. My plan is to only run initially 8-foot sheets of plywood, so it'll come up to the top of this this joint here in the insulation initially, and then eventually over time I'll probably do another one all the way around the top and then finish off all the way up to the ceiling. But for now, my goal is just to get 8 feet of plywood on the wall and then start using the shop, and then as I progress I could fill in the gaps later, but I want to start actually being able to utilize the place. So got some more laying out to do of where all the electrical boxes are. Yep, so I'm gonna pop into that, but just wanted to check in. Got all the insulation up. I gotta go to the big box store there and get some more of that tape, and then I still got a bunch of taping to do on the rest of these. That's the bottom 8 feet is all pretty good, except that top seam. It's really up top that I gotta tape. So we'll get to work and we'll check back in a little later. All right, so got pretty much all the framing up to go 8 feet high, all the way around up until the door. So now I'm just starting to box the door in, so that once the plywood's on, I'll end up trimming out this edge here so it looks cleaner and you're not seeing the 2x4s. Plywood will go on the face. So I'm just boxing this whole door out, putting these runners in. I think what I decided to do on these front walls here and in the center and on that left side is just frame out a conventional 2x4 wall. I may rip them down to 2x2s just so I'm not losing too much space, and then it comes out somewhat flush with the rails of the door. But I'll frame that out so then I could still put plugs and there's something easily to attach it to. And then I could screw where it ends in here, where these end, and they're not quite on the joist because I just went up to the foam, frame this out, and then I could screw these into that to secure it, and then ram set them into the floor. And then I'll have to look to see what I'm gonna do, because you can't screw into the rail here. I'll probably just run something up and attach it to the framing above the door. So that's the plan. I'm gonna leave you guys on a time lapse while I finish framing out this door and this side here, get that all done. Then I got some, I'm gonna hop up and finish the taping up around the top. But as we sit right now, we are good to start electrical. We are good to have the spray foam guy come in and do the ceiling this week. I am gonna have to get everything out of here for him to do that. So like I said before, once I have everything out of here for the spray foam guy, that's when I'm going to do the sealant on the floor. Once he's done, he'll put plastic down to protect the floor. So moving along, progress. Yeah, looking forward to starting the electrical and getting the spray foam insulated. I don't know, we'll see once he comes, if he comes and does like this gable end here for me, if he sprays that or not. Same on that side. Obviously he won't come all the way down to there. I got some scrap pieces. I'm probably gonna have to get 1 or 2 more sheets of the foam board to get above the garage doors. But if you did this end, that would be delightful. So I don't have to cut all those little pieces. All right, so I also wanted to show you the gate and fence that I put up. So I did this off camera just because I needed to get it done real quick. But through 2 4x4 posts in and a 6x6 is holding the gate. Just a standard latch there. Had to cut out a portion of this concrete to get the post in to be able to sit where I needed it to sit. Should have really thought about that beforehand, before pouring this concrete. I could have waited to do the walkway, but this was all extra concrete in the truck. And initially I had planned on the door being on the front side of the fence. So this works out well. Not super worried about it, but it's typical shadow box fence. Ran some 550 cord through here so the kids could grab it, open it up, latches nicely. I had the 6x6 already, so I repurposed it. Definitely overkill for a small gate like this. And then 4x4 on this side. Hung the hose back up here, so I have a hose on this side of the yard. And then I put 2 4x4s back in here and repurposed my old gate from the fence that was at the front of the shop for here, so that the dogs aren't getting back here. And this will kind of be, once it gets cleaned up, it'll be my garden area. There's some potatoes growing and some onions in that far one, but right now it's kind of just a mess, and I got stuff laying everywhere, building materials and tools that are eventually going to go up in the shop. But for now, this works out nicely. I like the door being in the backyard, because now I could close the 2 bay doors and leave this side door open, and my dogs can come and go into the shop and come hang out with me and whatnot. Definitely need to do something about the rainwater. We had some pretty good rain this morning. Rain's coming off the roof. This is all dirt here right now, so it's splashing up on the side. I will pour concrete up until the end of the door, so that'll keep the door clean. But probably gonna have to do something along this edge, or just put a gutter up on this. I'll probably do a gutter first, because we had a rainwater catchment on that corner of the house that we were using for water in the garden and specific plants and whatnot that prefer the rainwater. So I'll probably do a gutter on this, put the rainwater catchment right in here, collect all that rainwater to water the garden right here, and that'll be nice and close and easy to the garden. Also redid the gate on the other side of the house so that I could fit my mower through that gate when I have to cut the backyard, and I'm not trying to fight through the garden area to get through this big gate, because this is just it's about 36-inch gate. Could have gone bigger here, but I didn't really want to. So it all is coming together. Just time and energy to be able to work on it. So my big holdup is electrical right now. It's a nice easy run. Got it stubbed up here, piped out through that little trench there, and my meter's right there. But I got to get the electrician out here to actually start it. So, all right, back to work inside.